Tonight, Bellator and the USO salute the troops with a special live event featuring the Bellator debut of MMA legend.
The hype is real.
Josh Barnett, plus former title challengers Alejandra Lara and Vida Ortega fight for their chance at the flyweight belt. Bellator MMA and the USO presents Salute the Troops, live tonight at 10 on Paramount Network.
What a way to spend a Christmas season. No snow, just some sand, some surf, and we are in the 50th state. Back in Honolulu, Hawaii for a very special weekend of fights inside the Blaisdell Arena, just blocks away from Waikiki Beach. Our main event later tonight, live on Paramount Network. Josh Barnett, the former baby-faced assassin, now the War Master, makes his long-awaited Bellator debut against Ronnie Marks, who has spent the last 10 years training at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are set for our first preliminary matchup of the night, and we have the French Hawaiian, Pierre Daguzan, against Cass Bell. Big John Cass Bell, a perfect record of 4-0. Crazy green hair, but he can fight.
He's the man with the crazy green hair, but that 4-0 record all in Bellator is up for taking with Pierre Daguzan.
To get things officially underway here in Honolulu, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, aloha and welcome. As tonight, Bellator and the USO presents Salute the Troops here at Blaisdell in Honolulu, Hawaii, as we kick off the action now with 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner, at 5'7", weighing in 135.8 pounds. His professional record, 5 wins, 3 losses, by way of Versailles, France. He fights out of Kaneohe, Hawaii. Please welcome Pierre, the French Hawaiian Daguzan. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 135.5 pounds as a professional. He's undefeated at 4-0, fighting out of Humboldt County, California, Cass Bell. The referee in charge of the action, Dane Futura.
Dane Futura, our referee. Cass Bell, 4-0, all in Bellator.
That was his knockout against Peter Ishiguro, and then he fought the heavy-handed Isaiah Roca. Beautiful guillotine choke, puts him unconscious. He is a stud when it comes to the grappling arts.
Looking to move to 5-0 in his professional career, and we are underway. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Geico. Red gloves for the southpaw Cass Bell. The French Hawaiian Pierre Daguzan making his Bellator debut, looking for his 6th professional victory. He is in the blue gloves.
He's going to have his hands full with Cass Bell because Cass is good in the stand-up. You saw that he's got that knockout ability, especially with the knees. But his grappling, his wrestling is outstanding, and his jiu-jitsu is beautiful.
The French Hawaiian, known as a pressure fighter, will want to get inside of Cass Bell and try to work his magic. Cass Bell, very long, very versatile, very long for a fighter at 135 at 5'10", partner.
Very long, and that length he uses really well, and it's going to be interesting to see if Daguzan can actually get inside. We've talked, he wants to get inside. He knows that he wants to make this a boxing range fight on his feet.
4 wins in Bellator, all finishes, 3 by submission, 1 by knockout. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Head kick.
That's the second time that Cass Bell has landed that kick up to the head. Daguzan's going to have to start thinking about bringing that other hand up and over to help block. You can only take so much. Bringing that one hand up there, it can get through.
Daguzan trains here on the island of Oahu at Gracie Technics and Hawaii Elite MMA. So we will see that gym very well represented throughout the night, led by the former world champion, Max Holloway. 2 minutes in, red gloves for Caspel, blue gloves for Pierre Dagazan.
Dagazan having a little bit of difficulty in getting that range. You see that lunge like he just did right there. It's showing you that he's not comfortable right now in closing the range on Caspel. He can't quite figure it out. It's going to take him some time to figure out that footwork to get him where he wants to be.
Caspel said he feels his greatest strength is his wrestling, his ability to get in the right positioning, knowing if he's in danger, and then he said he has a Spider-Man sense, followed by a little mental toughness.
Spider-Man sense. Anytime you can pull out your spidey senses, that's an advantage. It is one of the things that Cass is not afraid to take chances in the stand-up because he is confident in his wrestling and he's confident in his jiu-jitsu game, even off of his back. So that's an important element.
And Caspel, a man with 25 amateur fights.
You didn't get the stool? You didn't get the stool?
I want to say there's something going on with that because that was not a 5-minute round. I know a 5-minute round. I've been in enough of them. And I can tell you right now, someone rang that bell as a 3-minute round. That was a mistake by our timekeeper.
So how do you adjust if you adjust?
Well, in this right now, if you're going to adjust as far as if you're Pierre Dagazan, you have got to figure out a way to establish the range that is going to get you that win. He has got to get inside. If he stays on the outside, like you were saying, Caspel is so long, it's difficult to be on the outside with him. So he's got to figure out that footwork that's going to get him inside and let his hands go free while in that boxing range.
This was definitely a 3-minute round. Mistake made at the end of the first, but we're not going to get those 2 minutes back either fighter, right?
No, those 2 minutes are gone, you know, and it's a shame because I'm going to tell you right now, Caspel won that round, but you don't know that he would have run it because there's always that question, would have happened in those 2 minutes, but it is what it is. The timekeeper definitely made a mistake there.
Amateur fights, most often, John, 3-minute rounds. This a professional fight, of course. As I was starting to say, 25 amateur fights for Caspel.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at a very inordinate amount of amateur fights, you don't see guys having that many amateur fights. Caspel has a ton, and that experience pays off. You can see how calm and relaxed and how he's looking just to land what he wants. He's in control of the fight. That comes with that experience.
First time he has been inside the Bellator cage outside of San Jose, California. Look for that head kick again. Nice. Good answer by the French Orion. Close guard.
And this is a good thing for Pierre. Dagazan in the top position, he can fight with Caspel. I do not think that his ground game is strong enough if he ends up underneath, but in the top, he can do damage here. He just needs to work. You see Cass framing out, getting himself back up, and that's, oh,
Caught him on the way up.
this.
Nicely done.
He's in trouble still.
Caspel putting on the pressure. Feels a potential finish can be accomplished right here, right now. Spinning back fist on the way up, partner. Landed clean. There's that head kick again.
And that head kick just landing, just grazing off the top, but still that is maintaining that fuzziness that right now Dagazan is under based upon that spinning back fist.
What a great maneuver by Caspel.
Well, the great maneuver when you're looking at it was when he framed out. Dagazan gets a good position. He's on the ground, but he doesn't settle for just being in a closed guard. Opens up, frames out, puts the hand to the ground, gets himself up, and all of that mentally plays on you if you're Pierre Dagazan saying, man, I couldn't even keep him down.
Caspell utilizing that spidey sense to land that spinning back fist.
It's all about the spidey senses, man.
It is today. At least it seems to be as of now.
That's almost like a PED.
Caspell has been with his high school sweetheart for 14 years. 2 wonderful kids. His daughter and son both wrestle. They volunteer as wrestling coaches. Very involved in the sport and very active with those head kicks here in round number 2.
And even when the head kick is blocked by the arm is taken, that hurts your arm, and it makes it to where your arm doesn't work the same. So he keeps on going back to it because Dagazan keeps on blocking with one arm.
And you can do damage right through that one arm.
Yeah, too many times we have seen guys bring that hand, that glove up to protect, and the kick just goes right into it or by it and puts him out.
Caspell, a wrestler since 7th grade, a wrestling coach for the past decade. 32-year-old against 33-year-old. Dagazan in the blue gloves. Caspell looking to move to 5-0, all in Bellator in the red gloves. Off the elbow.
See, that right up underneath the arm, and I'm telling you, that hurts when you're Pierre Dagazan and you accept it. It's not like you go, oh, it's no big deal, it was blocked. Yes, it's blocked. Yes, it's not really a scoring blow because it's on the arm, but when you go to throw that right hand and you think you're going to put power on it, all of a sudden it just doesn't shoot out the same way.
If you're Caspell, Big John, are you looking rib cage with this next kick? Because
Absolutely.
That arm keeps coming up, right?
Well, you're setting your opponent up, and how many times has he gone up to the head?
Yep.
And you're seeing that hand come up high. When he sees the setup for the kick and he sees that motion towards kick, where's the hand going to come? It's going to come high, and then you direct that just a little bit lower, you get your clean shot.
Looked like he was somewhat aiming there a moment ago, the one that caught his opponent Dagazan in the elbow.
And especially when you're looking at a southpaw fighter like Caspell against an orthodox stance in Pierre Dagazan. That liver is open if that arm comes up.
Final 30 seconds of round number 2. Our first prelim of the night on a very special night where Bellator and the USO once again salute the troops. Spinning back fist, gain the momentum, and Caspell in control.
Beautiful job of getting back to his feet by Caspell. Here comes the spinning back fist. Boom, right on the jaw. And you can see in the eyes of Dagazan how stunned he was by that blow when it lands. There it comes, right across the jawline. Puts him down, puts him in trouble. Again, look at the head kick. Look at the arm comes up, but the kick does get through. And he's going to have to start thinking about Dutch blocking that, bringing that other arm up to help relieve the torque on that kick.
You want take him down one. Yeah, exactly. But get your straight twos. Remember, your straight twos there. It's super good. L3s, L3s. Don't forget your L3s when you get.
Caspell, a member of Team IOC, Institute of Combat. Head trainer John Thompson.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we go now to the third and final.
Third and final round. You ready? Let's go, gentlemen. Hey!
5 minutes remain. Dagazan coming out aggressively. He knows he's behind on the scorecards.
He does, and he's caught that kick multiple times and had the ability to put Cass on the canvas. But even right now, that ability, he's letting it go by because he's worried about Cass with those kicks, and he lets him get back to his feet.
Dad certainly leading by example. Both of his kids, son and daughter, have won multiple wrestling titles at the age of just 10 and 8. And right on cue, he looked for the shot. Nice stuff by the French Hawaiian.
It was a good first stop, but he got his hands closed, and that's why he's getting that takedown. Right to the back. This is where Caspell is so good.
3 of his 4 wins have come by submission.
Pierre Dagazan needs to just remain calm, make sure that he controls one arm at least.
The hooks are in, John.
You're seeing that arm start to come across the throat. That's really not the arm that Pierre Dagazan needs to worry about. It's the locking arm. Right now, it's going to be the right arm of Caspel. Caspel instead takes that mount, starts pounding. He's going to come out the back door on him. He's too high.
Nice job by the French Hawaiian, Pierre Dagazan. Very complicated how he got the nickname French Hawaiian. It comes from the fact that he's from France, but married a Hawaiian girl and now lives in Hawaii.
That's complicated?
That is extremely hard to follow. For me, I guess, right?
Dagazan is doing a good job of just trying to get inside. He's working the whole time. I'm impressed with him. He's a tough guy. You can see that, you know, he's doing everything he can to figure out a way to get a win in this fight. It's just right now, Cass just has the bigger tool chest. He's got more skills, and he's able to implement them at times when he wants.
Dagazan does have power. He's got some strength. And a pretty good, oh, there's that spin again. Nicely done.
Yeah, he hurt him again with it.
Pretty good stand-up game, but Pierre can't get anything going against Caspel here in our first fight of the night. From the Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Both guys getting a little bit tired, starting to suck in more air. You can see as they're starting to look for those kicks, just not able to get that distance down because they're not moving their feet forward to close that distance.
Under 90 seconds on the clock. Dagazan just has not been able to apply the pressure that he is known for. And when he has, he's gotten caught by that spinning back fist.
You know, and that's it. You know, it's the times that he's decided to come in. He has paid for that motion inside. Caspel has made him pay. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. And you see Caspel just nice and easy, slipping out of distance from that spinning back fist attempt. The guy that can control, you know, Chael says this all the time, it's a dance, and it's the guy that can control that dance. And throughout this fight, Caspel has been able to control that distance. That's why he's winning this fight.
5'10" against 5'7". Caspel set to move to 5-0 in his professional career. They go the distance.
Everybody, thank you.
First time going the distance for Caspel. Very dominant performance turned in by the 32-year-old.
Came out. Thank you, guys. I love you.
boy, Bellator. Woo! Thank you guys, all the kids, all my wrestling kids, everybody. Thank you guys.
When he speaks of all his wrestling kids, John, he is talking about over 100 kids that train with he and his wife. It's a great program as they volunteer as coaches for the Arcata Bad Boys, Bad Girls freestyle wrestling team.
All of those kids are very happy right now with the performance that their coach just put on.
Judges rendering their decision.
Next level, everybody. Thank you guys.
Michael C. Williams with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, from your judges' scorecards, 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27. All three have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, Cass Bell.
He goes the distance for the first time as a professional. Still victorious, still unbeaten. Cass Bell is 5-0 with all 5 wins coming right there inside the Bellator cage. All right, let's check in with our trio of talent on the fight desk. Jay Glazer, Chael Sonnen, Josh Thompson. Glaze.
All right, thank you, Goldie. What a week it's been out here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Really serving those who serve us. And it's fitting that our main event is the War Master. Josh Barnett takes on Hani Marks. Josh Barnett, he has beaten the likes of Frank Mir, Randy Couture, Karatanov, Big Nogueira, Mark Hunt. It goes on and on. And 20 years ago, beat 3 guys in one day right here on this island. And here he is making his Bellator debut.
Yeah, Josh Barnett, by the way, beat his first world champion at only 19 years old. Look, this guy's done a lot, but I think there is a question. Anytime a guy's been out, in this case, 3 years, you always wonder, is there going to be ring rust? Now, Josh has sat a couple of times in his career. He's always passed this test, but I think it's a fair point to bring up, and he's got a tough opponent tonight, Josh.
It's a fair point because he's getting older. That's the only fair point I think out of that. We've seen he's carried himself as a professional his whole life. I see no reason why it would change now.
Well, and Hani Marks is a guy you've actually trained with. I was working with Aaron Simpson when he was fighting him at middleweight, and now here he is as a heavyweight. Can he handle himself at heavyweight?
Yeah, look, Ronnie weighed in at 250 pounds, and by the way, he's been very active. This isn't 250 the wrong way. He looked good and athletic. He's had some trouble making 205 pounds. He just finally moved up. We've encouraged him in the gym for a while. Move up. He's a strong guy. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Try your hand at heavyweight.
I think he looks great. I mean, honestly, I saw him at the weigh-ins. Physically, he looks good. He looks healthy. And look, we've seen lately that when guys want to cut weight, they have some of their best performances.
Again, we have a great weekend ahead of us all here for Bellator MMA. With that, I want to bring in the 6th member of our broadcast crew, Jen Brown. She's been all over the island this week.
That's right, I have. We all have been. It's been amazing. Now, you guys are just talking about Josh Barnett, right? Making his much anticipated debut back in the cage tonight. It's been 3 years, and he said he's come to Bellator to build on his legacy. He said he wants to fight Fedor before he steps out of the fight game. He also wants to contend for that world title against Ryan Bader, and he's also very much happy to be back here fighting in Hawaii. As Jay just said, you know, he started his career here. Now, standing in his way tonight, Ronnie Marks, as you guys just said, this guy is a high-level black belt in BJJ. He's making his debut tonight as well. He says the key to victory, though, it's about putting on the pressure on Josh Barnett. He wants to get on top. He wants to force him to make mistakes, and if he can do that and get the big win over the legend tonight, well, he says it will make a big statement on the heavyweight division here. Goldie?
Jen, thank you very much. That is our main event of the evening. Later tonight on Paramount Network. Next up, a middleweight matchup. Ty Guerter spent 7 years at Extreme Couture, so he knows Ronnie Marks very well. This Savage came in at 183.6 pounds.
Both with outstanding records. Guerter 4-0. Joseph Creer 6-1-1. This is going to be an outstanding fight.
Once again, Michael C. Williams.
To those watching tonight's prelims live on Bellator's official YouTube channel, we welcome you as tonight we salute the troops here in Honolulu. Next up, inside the Bellator cage, 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 6'3", weighing in 184 pounds even. His professional record, 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. fighting out of Columbus, Georgia, by way of Detroit, Michigan, presenting Joseph Dark Knight Creer. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 183.6 pounds, undefeated as a professional. He steps in with 4 wins, no defeats, fighting out of Dublin, California, by way of Honolulu, Hawaii, presenting Ty Werder. And the referee in charge of the action, Chris West.
Chris West, our referee. Ty Werder, the Savage, coming off the longest fight of his professional career. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Finished that one with a kick to the body. There is his opponent, Joseph Creer.
Are you ready? Let's go. Fight.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Geico. Southpaw against southpaw, at least to start things out. Both men comfortable switching their stance. Red gloves for Werder, blue gloves for Creer. Long left from 4-0 Ty Werder. Third Bellator fight for Joseph Creer.
Like you said, Werder used to train at Street Couture, but went to the Combat Sports Academy under the guidance of Kieran Fitzgibbons because he wanted to emphasize his striking game. And when you're talking about outstanding striking coaches, Kieran is just one of the top there is.
Kevin Ross was there for many, many years. Of course, Gaston Bolanos, a product of CSA as well.
This is a good thing for Joseph Creer. Joseph, even off of his back, his jiu-jitsu is really good. On the ground, he's going to have an advantage. But on the feet, Werder's got power, and he does go after you with knees.
And he's going after it very early here. Watch that neck, be careful.
You're seeing a lot of emotion right now. That was a low blow.
Take your time, Ty. You got 5 minutes. I'll recover.
You see the knee strike comes in, just comes up, lifts the cup up. Right away, Ty Werder reacts to it. Not intentional, but got to be responsible for the weapons when you throw them. Swing knees, I always like them because the swing knee, it comes to the outside, hits the thigh. Those ones up the middle, there's just too much chance of that angle being just a little bit off and it connecting.
Ty Werder is set to go as we continue here in round number 1. Unintentional knee from the Dark Knight, 37-year-old Joseph Creer.
And you can see as Ty Werder came out in that opening sequence, he's a little bit nervous, in front of the hometown crowd, just being under the lights. You just got to say, gotta just take my time. I don't have to end fights all fast like I've been doing. Just let me go out and do what I do.
From here in Honolulu, training now in Dublin, California, as we mentioned, after 7 years in Las Vegas.
See, what you just saw right there, Creer landed a beautiful shot, but you saw Werder responding off of it, not allowing the blow to bother him and giving a counter. That's where he's going to be successful.
And a sneaky little elbow, John, from Ty Werder as well.
Good response by Joseph Creer. There's something that he saw in watching Ty Werder where most of the time Joseph comes out orthodox and sometimes will switch to that southpaw, and he is just staying right in line with the southpaw stance. He believes that that's going to be effective for him.
Knees to the body again. Nice clinch being utilized by Creer. Creer attended American Military University while serving in the United States Army. Especially worthy of note on a night in which Bellator and the USO salute the troops.
This is a fast pace by both of these guys. They're going after it, and we're going to see exactly what kind of shape they're coming in because there is so much action going on. This is what drains you.
Creer will turn 38 years old on the 28th of this month. Man, good uppercut utilized by Gorder, not once but twice.
Creer needs to be very careful of dropping that head and keeping that head down. You saw the Gorder, instead of throwing a big looping shot, looks, uppercut, smart fighting.
Longest fight in the professional career of Ty Gorder, with 1:15 on the clock here in round number 1. Both men happy to bite down on the mouthpiece and go toe-to-toe. Creer had a 6-fight win streak after a draw in his professional debut. Snapped back in August at Bellator 225 by Austin Vanderford, who's coming off a spectacular performance in Tel Aviv.
You're starting to see Gorder's starting to settle down a little bit. Not a lot of the excessive movement. He's looking for his angles, looking for the shots. As Creer comes in, you can see him trying to set up his counters. All of that emotion is at least kind of settled out of him. He's getting into a groove of where he wants to be in the fight.
And keep in mind with Ty Gorder, this is his Bellator debut.
Creer, nice job of taking him down.
Great timing.
Unfortunately, the timing that he did, as far as he has no time on the ground, and his ground game is exceptional.
But did he leave an indelible impression in the judge's mind in a round that went back and forth?
The ice on his back. Look at me. Breathe. Good. Okay. Take a deep breath. Okay. So, striking looks good. He's ducking. Look for the uppercuts, and the knees when he's ducking. When he backs up straight, put the kick on the body. Don't throw blind kicks. Check his leg kick. He'll stop throwing it. The cross is there for the counter. Okay? He's trying to go for plume, right? Pull your head down in the tie clinch. Get your head in and your hips in, right? And then you grab him. You don't let him pull your head down.
Bellator MMA is teamed up with MVP, merging vets and players, an organization that empowers veterans and former elite athletes who may have a difficult time when the uniform comes off to live a life full of pride and purpose with a healthy body and healthy mind. Go to Bellator.com for more information. Our good buddy Jay Glazer and crew do a great job merging vets and players. Round 2. Red gloves for Ty Gorder, blue gloves for Joseph Creer. Big John, who got the edge in your mind in the first 5 minutes?
I think overall, I'm going to give it to Joseph Creer. I think that he landed the cleaner shots overall. There was a couple nice straight left hand right by Creer, but it was a close round. But he's the guy that landed the heavier shots, landed some knees. That was the difference.
Did that late takedown make a difference in your mind?
No, not at all, because what did he do with the takedown? He got it, but there wasn't any action off of it, so it's all the rest of the round in the stand-up that he's going to tell you who won that round.
Now, that doesn't mean it didn't leave an impression in some judges' minds.
No, it absolutely could.
You have pretty much seen it all, looking to lace the legs.
Yeah, nice. And this is where I see it, in watching these two guys, knowing them, I thought that Joseph Creer had the advantage if he could get this fight to the ground. This is where he can implement his skill set and be effective.
When you were talking about Joseph Creer earlier in the week, you said he has very good ground awareness.
He does. He understands it. Right now, he's actually not using that because normally he's in this position. He takes his opponent off of the fence and puts their back to the canvas. You can see he's kind of starting to try to do that right now, but he's got that leg lace, and with those legs in the position that they are, he knows that his opponent can't get up, so he's just going to start putting that head in the middle of his chest and working with those shots to just break him down. Again, there he goes, starting to push him over, and as he pushes, you're going to see he's starting to ride towards his back. That's where he wants to be. One hook in now. Ty Gorder's got to start to be very careful of his position. He can get up. Yeah. Now he's in a worse position as far as he's got now a body lock over the top. You can see the figure 4 on it. Controlling that, he's got that foot up in the air. He needs to put that foot down. Now he just released it, going back to basically hooks inside.
The one submission win in the pro career of Joseph Crear has been by rear naked choke. It's on the chin of Ty Gorder right now.
Yeah, but it's close as far as you have the ability. You know, we talk about all the time. People say, oh, you can't get choked out there. I'm not trying to choke you out there. I'm trying to dislocate your jaw. And it is painful, so it can make a fighter panic and actually tap.
That body lock is key to this position for Joseph Dark Knight Crear.
And Ty Gorder needs to be able to turn. Right, what you see Joseph trying to do is lock down the arm. But Ty Gorder needs, if he's got that body lock, I want to put that body lock down. That'll help me turn now inside of that body triangle.
Crear, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He earned the honor back in January of 2018.
And you see Crear switching that body triangle there. Now he's just back to hooks, but all this time, you know, this is just where you start to wear somebody out, create problems for them, get them into making a mistake. You see Crear multiple times start to try to bring his leg up to trap the arm. Good job of Gorder spinning inside.
Gorder fought through some serious adversity. A big crank on the chin, and now he works from top position. We had Taz Bell in his spidey sense, and now we have Joseph Crear, the Dark Knight, who said years ago he was wearing a Batman rash guard, and thus he continues to be Dark Knight. He just got rocked.
Yeah, he just took one shot, but a nice left hand over the top. And you can see, look at all the ground that Gorder gave up, which is telling the judge, oh, that hurt me, that stung me, I need distance. Crear needs to sit back with that takedown. There you go.
Big round for Joseph Crear.
And the real problem is Gorder was rocked just before this takedown. How cognizant is his mind right now? How clear is he with everything?
Dominant second 5 minutes for the native of Detroit, Michigan.
Here we are with Crear, goes for the legs, gets his hands locked, pulls the legs out, and right away goes towards that beautiful leg lace. Finally gets the back, and Gorder works within that triangle, turning him, getting himself into position to try to land those elbows, but right away stood up. And then here was the combination. Crear takes that kick, that beautiful left straight hand, and you can see it lock Gorder, and here he was at the end of the round, taking him down, getting the back, putting that body triangle back in place. That was a big round for Joseph Crear.
Big enough for a
10-8. I don't think the judges overall are gonna give him the 10-8, based upon not enough shots in the ground position and didn't really set up that submission that was locked in.
I knew you were going to finish my sentence there. You've spent way too much time together.
It's horrible.
It is. It's a beautiful, horrible thing. Third and final round. Red gloves for Ty Gorder, 4-0 as a professional, making his Bellator debut here tonight. Crear looking for his second Bellator victory. Coming off the setback at the hands of Austin Vanderford.
Gorder's really got to look for that position. Joseph has a tendency to duck his head down, and he needs to look for that throw the hands over the top, waiting for that duck down, and then bring either the knee up or the uppercut, and he can connect.
Partner, round one, you gave to Joseph Creer, but it was a close first 5 minutes.
You could definitely have a judge, you know, depending upon what they're seeing and from where they're sitting, they could have gone and said, no, I thought the Ty Guerder won that. This could be 1 round apiece.
Seconds into the third and final round. The prelims underway here inside Blaisdell Arena. Bellator USO, salute the troops.
Both hands are locked. He's going to get that takedown.
Again, advances into a very good position.
Yeah, Guerder's making a huge mistake when he's getting taken down by staying to that side and allowing him to position that arm trap right now. Joseph Creer is in a beautiful position to end this fight right now.
Creer has become accustomed to going the distance, but he earns victories in the majority of those fights.
You can see Creer locking down the left arm with his left arm of Ty Guerder, trying to open up with that right hand. Looking towards an Americana right here. Big thing is, if he gets that on there, that elbow, that hand's got to stay on the ground.
Cranking on it, John.
He's not in a position to get it. Good job by Ty Guerder to use that cage to get himself out of the position.
He's got some making up to do, though.
He's not only got some making up, he needs to get up. This is not the position for him to win the fight. This is Joseph Creer's world right now. Ty Guerder needs to figure out, I not only need to get him off of me, I need to get back to my feet.
Joseph Creer told us he believes his greatest strength is his ability to never quit. Considers himself a ring general, and that's how he has handled this battle so far. Under 90 seconds now.
I think he's right. Now you look at, you know, his last fight in Bellator was against Austin Vanderford, and he got hit with a huge elbow that opened up a huge cut on him. Never once stopped, never kept trying. It was the doctors that took him out of that fight.
Absolutely. Just over a minute. Now less than a minute remains in this fight.
And, you know, a lot of people are going to look at this and they're not happy that that action is slowed down, but this is smart fighting by Joseph Creer. Good position, little shots, controlling his opponent, allowing himself to have open shots without him being hit. This is called MMA. This is a beautiful effort and performance by Joseph Creer.
And he stays active on the ground, John.
Yeah, he's moving the whole time, trying to open up opportunities, hitting shots. Right now, from side control, it's hard to control your opponent and land the big shot. Looking towards that arm with an Americana still. Now he's going towards the Kimura or a straight arm lock.
10 seconds. Looking for the finish all the way to the final bell. They go the distance. 37-year-old Joseph Creer makes it a very dark night for Ty Savage Guerder.
Oh, you are so clever.
I'm here all week. So Joseph Creer, who served in the United States Army, turns in a spectacular performance here as we salute the troops on the island of Oahu. Michael C. Williams has our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your judges' scorecards. Your scores, 30-27, 30-27, and 29-26. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Joseph Dark Knight Creer.
Joseph Creer by unanimous decision in this middleweight matchup. Top of the hour, we are live on Paramount Network, and we get started with Joey Davis making his first appearance on the main card against Chris Cisneros, Taiwan Claxton. Eliminated from the Featherweight World Grand Prix, but he said more determined than I have ever been. Eric Perez, Toby Misek should be outstanding. Of course, our main event is Josh Barnett and Ronnie Marks, and Lara and Ortega should be outstanding. And for more on that flyweight matchup, once again, here's Jen Brown.
Well, thanks, Goldie. You know, when we talked to Vita Ortega this week in our meetings, there was one big noticeable difference in her, and that was in her attitude. You know, even though her last fight was a stoppage loss to the current champ, Ilima-Lei Macfarlane, she talked about the validation that that fight gave her. She said, you know, I always thought I belonged. I always believed I belonged, but now I know I belong at the top of this division. Now, her opponent tonight, Alejandra Lara, she is excited about coming in and facing Vita Ortega. Her last fight was a quick stop, a quick ending. She beat Taylor Turner, and she wants to now showcase the wide range of the skills that she possesses, the things that she's been working on the past year. She says tonight will be the perfect moment for her to put it all together. Goldie, back to you.
Jen, thank you very much. Third and final prelim of the night. Our tail of the tape for this contracted matchup at 180 pounds, Hunter Ewald, set to make his professional debut against the Hawaiian Bryson Balaha. Michael C. Williams.
And out tonight here at the Blaisdell, we go to a contract weight fight at 180 pounds, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing the blue corner at 5'7", weighing in 180 pounds even. Early on, as a professional, he stands at 0-1, fighting out of Makaha, Hawaii. Introducing Bryson Balaha. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 177.8 pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional debut from Honolulu, Kauai, presenting Hunter Ewald. In charge, your referee, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee. This matchup came together 15 days ago as Balaha, fighting for the second time in Bellator, took this fight on December 6th. Made his professional debut 1 year ago right here. Lost to Hobson Gracie Jr. Here we go. Hunter Ewald in the red gloves, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under his father, Bruno. Bryson in the blue gloves, and tonight's clock brought to you by Geico.
Hunter Ewald is not just a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He is a high-level, world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. His skill level on the ground far exceeds the normal black belt that we talk about. He is good everywhere, and you're going to see if he gets this fight to the ground, you're going to see someone that is just special in his attacks.
His father, a pioneer for the martial art of Jiu-Jitsu here in Hawaii. Hunter has been doing it his entire life, and there's a great lineage that includes some Gracies and, of course, Bruno Ewald, and now we see 25-year-old Hunter making his pro debut here against Bryson Balaha at 180 pounds.
This is a bad spot for Bryson to be in. Balaha, at this point, he is going to be defensive because there's so many attacks that Hunter Ewald can come up with that can cause him a problem. Right now, it's a face crank hit. A lot of times, guys are going to be in that, oh, it's not in the neck, it's on the jaw. Look at the squeeze. The squeeze is an art into itself. That squeeze is so tight, he's just adjusting it. This is over.
It is all over! Just like that! Hunter EWALD victorious in his professional debut by submission.
I am shocked.
So smooth, Big John.
You know, there was a lot of, he was amped, there was adrenaline, but I want you to see, you know, when he does take him down here, just sits back with him. That's a nice takedown. Doesn't matter if they're fancy or not. And look at the squeeze. That's what I'm talking about. He's palm to palm there. That is not the natural, what we call a locked Mataleon. He isn't a palm to palm, but he's got the squeeze. When you are that high level of a jiu-jitsu artist, your squeeze is beyond what people can imagine. It is crushing.
25 years old, born in Kauai, and victorious in his professional debut right here inside the Bellator cage in round number 1. Michael C. Williams with our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke. Official time, 1 minute, 42 seconds. Round number 1 by submission. He begins as an undefeated professional Hunter EWALD.
Hunter EWALD comes in and does exactly what he planned on. He earned a victory by submission in just 1 minute and 42 seconds. Main event later tonight. The War Master, Josh Barnett, makes his Bellator debut against a man, John, that he knows very well in Ronnie Marks.
No doubt about it, but the War Master has got so much experience, is so calm when he fights, and is so nasty. He is a handful. Ronnie Marks has got to have his best fight tonight.
Ronnie Marks, the Brazilian, has been in Las Vegas at Extreme Couture, as I mentioned earlier, for the past 10 years. Josh Barnett, great catch wrestling, just an overall spectacular fighter, one of the youngest heavyweight champions in MMA history. Also on the card live on Paramount that starts at the top of the hour, 6-0 Joey Davis.
6-0 Joey Davis, an unbelievable wrestler, 133-0 in college, one of only 3 men to go through 4 years of college undefeated against a veteran in Chris Cisneros, a guy that will stand up and bang with anybody.
Get ready to watch Eric Perez go to work too. He is a ton of fun to watch.
He is. He's good everywhere. His ground game is outstanding, but he's going against a guy in Toby Misek who's got explosive hands and power.
Eric Claxton coming off his first career setback. He will take on the Hawaiian in a featherweight matchup. And of course, Jen Brown talked about Alejandra Lara and Vita Ortega. That is top of the hour, live on Paramount Network, Bellator, and the USO. Salute the troops.
Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on Paramount Network. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Follow us on Snapchat at Bellator Nation for exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and fighter takeovers. Join Bellator Nation today.
We salute the troops with an action-packed night of MMA.
Next, Bellator and the USO salute the troops with a special live event featuring the Bellator debut of MMA legend.
The hype is real.
Josh Barnett, plus former title challengers Alejandra Lara and Vita Ortega fight for their chance at the flyweight belt. Bellator MMA and the USO presents Salute the Troops live next on Paramount Network.